Hi everyone, welcome to Larnaca. This is the last stop on my get well enough to fly home tour in Cyprus. The airport is here, so it made sense to come here last. I'm staying at the Radisson Beach Resort, which is a new hotel, so I got a really good deal on it because Flight Centre had some specials because it was just opening. Surprisingly, the newest hotel I've stayed in, but the most inaccessible. You can get away with things if you are like me and semi-ambulant. So I only use a walker most of the time. I don't have a wheelchair with me on this trip, but if you are wheelchair accessible, it would be very tricky. Even the hydro pool has steps up to it with no railings. So was very surprised at that given the newness of the hotel, but other than that, it's a beautiful place to stay. I do just want to talk briefly about an unexpected challenge I've had since I've been in Larnaca, and I'm talking about it because I know there's a lot of Australian Lyme patients wanting to travel over here for treatment, and it's just something to be aware of once you're done. So back when I was in Australia, I knew my limits really, really well. I knew how much I could do before it wiped me out. I knew which meds to take when. I'm a Lyme patient with cardiac complications, so I have heart medication and blood pressure medication set every day, but I also have additional medication for that I can take depending what my heart rates and blood pressures are doing each day. So I was really good at knowing how much to rest before I went out, how much I could do, and just really knowing my body inside out and back to front. Now that I finished treatment, that's changed a bit. And it's actually a good challenge to have because it means that treatment has worked. I've improved significantly. I am still most definitely a patient with severe disability. I'm not functioning anywhere near what a normal person would function, but the baseline of where I was when I got here has improved. And what that means is I'm having to learn my body and the way it works all over again. And that's been more of a challenge than I anticipated it to be. And an example of that is I went on a boat trip here from Larnaca to Protaras, and I thought it would be fine because I did a boat trip in Paphos and I was okay. It was tiring and I was in a bit of pain afterwards, but I coped reasonably well. This one had a few extra complications. It was a bit longer. There were lots more steps. I had to go into a tender at the end because the boat didn't dock at the harbour, which I didn't know in advance. I couldn't have my walker with me because of the accessibility. So it was really, really different than the first cruise I'd done. And to be honest, when I got here, I wouldn't have even attempted to do it. So me even going out on the boat was a big step. But afterwards, it absolutely wiped me. I was in so much pain. It wiped me out for 3 days. I just was exhausted to the point where I couldn't even stand. The next day, I decided to shower because I remembered that I can shower now without stopping because I feel like I'm going to pass out, which was pretty much an everyday occurrence for me before I left Australia. What I didn't take into account was that I had done the boat trip the day before and it didn't end well in the shower. So I'm having to learn everything all over again and learn when to take my meds and what my new limits are and everything like that. Like I said, it's a really good challenge to have because it means that I've improved enough to need to have the challenge. But I think these 2 weeks now and the 2 weeks when I get home are probably going to be the most risky ones as I learn my body again. And it's just something to be aware of if anyone is thinking of coming here for treatment. I have had a great time in Larnaca regardless. The boat cruise was great. I did get to see some more of Cyprus, which was fantastic. And I'm going to put the video over now so you can see the last bit of Cyprus before I leave for Dubai early next week.